All right, strap yourselves in, because we are diving headfirst into Endless Refrain's latest album, 9, today.
Oh, a deep dive. Nice.
And get this isn't just going to be your run-of-the-mill album review, We're going deeper.
Okay.
Like dissecting fictional portraits.
Okay.
But instead of paint, we're talking music.
I like it.
We're really going to unpack 5 tracks off this album, each one like a character study just waiting to be, I don't know, cracked open.
I love that. It's remarkable how much storytelling you can pack into just, 2-3 minutes of lyrics?
Oh, for sure.
Incredible.
Endless Refrain, they give us these characters who, yeah, they're fictional, but they tap into something like universal about just like the human experience,
Absolutely.
And it's not just the music, it's how they're getting it out there.
Yeah, how they're doing.
Blockchain.
Blockchain.
YouTube for lyric videos. These guys are not messing around. They're embracing the future of music, man.
Love to see it.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
But we've got characters to unpack.
Let's go.
Let's get into it. So, first up, Heart. And they kick us off with this vivid picture of the Australian landscape.
Oh.
Right? You got your wide open spaces, your gum trees.
Yeah.
And then, bam,
Yeah.
they hit you with this question.
Hit me.
Do you have a heart as big as your country?
Ooh, I like that a lot.
It just throws you right in.
It does.
Right.
Wow, it's like this really cool juxtaposition, right? You have this immense external world, and then they're asking you to look inward.
Yes.
At this internal challenge of, can you live with that same expansiveness? Like that same depth of feeling as this huge landscape.
It's like, are you letting life make your heart bigger, or are you shrinking away from it,
Well, that's good.
And that whole idea of living authentically, it just runs through the song, the whole thing.
Totally.
There's this one line, speaking the truth in love is a skill. To many, it's a bitter pill.
Ooh, yeah.
Man, that one hit me hard.
It's so true. It's such a delicate balance.
It is.
Speaking your truth, but doing it with love.
Yes.
And not just, trying to tear people down in the process.
Right.
Which Heart seems to be really grappling with, pushing us to find that balance in our own lives.
Yeah. And it makes you think, what does it even mean these days to have a big heart?
That's a great question.
Right. Is it these big, grand gestures, or is it more those little, everyday kindnesses?
I think it's a little bit of both, wouldn't you say?
I think so, yeah.
It's that willingness to be open,
to
be vulnerable, even when it's hard, even when it would be easier not to.
Absolutely.
And I think for Heart, that ties directly back to faith, to this idea of, choosing to obey their creator instead of culture, as they say.
Yeah, in a world that often tells you to fit in, to go with the flow.
Oh, sure.
Choosing your own path, that takes guts.
It does.
Speaking of guts, that leads us perfectly into our next character study, Courageous.
Oh, let's do it.
This one starts off with a punch to the gut, all right?
Yeah.
This character has been exiled, cast out for what they believe in.
Wow.
It's a story as old as time, right? Being the outsider, not belonging.
Absolutely. But you know what really struck me about Courageous?
What's that?
It's how they take that experience, that exile, and they turn it into strength.
Oh, interesting.
They use that time to build a life, to deepen their faith. They even become a baker.
Right. Talk about making lemonade.
I know.
But then you get this, real dilemma.
Okay.
Would your family support you to return? Do they share your heart's yearn?
It's like this homecoming, but it's loaded with tension.
Oh, totally.
Are you going to risk being rejected again? Or do you play it safe, Protect yourself.
And that is courage, isn't it?
It absolutely is.
It's not always the big, heroic gestures. Sometimes it's that quiet strength to be yourself, even when things are scary.
Yeah, when you're afraid.
And this character, talk about uncertainty. There's even a line like, are they willing to share and give, knowing it could end with a shiv?
Ooh, high stakes.
Yeah, talk about putting yourself out there.
It really shows how much is on the line for Courageous.
For sure.
They're risking it all.
Everything.
For a chance at healing, at belonging.
Man, makes you think, what would you risk for that?
I know, right?
Intense stuff.
And speaking of intense, let's talk about honest.
Oh, yeah.
This character, they do not shy away from the tough stuff.
No, they don't.
First line, would you tell the truth if telling a lie would save your life? Bam!
Wow.
Right? Gets real fast.
It's like getting right to the heart of it. What does it really mean to have integrity?
Totally.
Honest is making us face these uncomfortable truths. Yeah, and it's not just some, philosophical debate.
Right.
It gets so personal in the lyrics.
Yeah.
So raw. There's this line about being abused by loved ones, but still choosing to respond with love.
That is some next level honesty.
No kidding. It's got to be so hard and so powerful, too.
It really is. It's recognizing that hurt, that anger, but choosing something different.
Yeah, not letting it control you.
And realizing that sometimes love means speaking your truth even when it hurts.
Man, that's so real. Like, we've all been there, right?
Yeah.
Where it's just easier to stay quiet,
Oh,
avoid
yeah.
the conflict.
That's tempting.
But honest is like, no, real connection, real healing.
Yeah.
Needs that vulnerability, that bravery to be truthful with each other.
Absolutely. It's like Brene Brown says, vulnerability is where connection and courage are born.
Ooh, I like that.
Right. And honest reminds us, true strength isn't hiding your scars.
It's letting them be seen.
Exactly. Letting them be part of your story.
Okay, so speaking of stories, genuine. Now, this feels like a character who lets actions speak louder than words.
Interesting. Yeah, after the emotional roller coaster of honest, genuine is almost understated.
Yeah, definitely more like show, don't tell.
But that quiet consistency, that willingness to just help.
It speaks volumes.
It really does.
Like that line, if you have a problem, genuine is willing to help.
So simple.
It's so simple, but so powerful, in a world that's all about like, look at me, look at me.
It is.
That kind of genuine caring, that's revolutionary.
It's the opposite of that, what do you call it, performative altruism?
Ugh, the worst.
Right.
Genuine doesn't care about likes or recognition. Nope, just there to help.
Exactly. Present, ready to serve.
It makes you think about that difference. Wanting to be seen as good versus actually living your values.
It's a big difference.
Huge. Like anyone can talk a big game.
Oh, totally.
But genuine is walking the walk, no hype needed.
I love that. And you know what? That ties into something we were talking about earlier.
What's that?
That courage to choose a different path, even when it's tough.
Oh, yeah. And that leads us right into our last character study, Faithful.
Faithful.
Hit me.
This one, man, it's like you can feel that pull between, I don't know, the easy life, the comfortable life, and something more.
Right. That tension.
Yeah.
It's palpable.
You can practically hear, like, society whispering in your ear.
Oh, totally. Like, are they out of their mind?
Right. Like, dude, you can have it all.
Why are you choosing to, get your hands dirty,
To walk through the mud when you could be on that paved road.
Yes. Exactly. Cruising,
Exactly.
And Faith was like, nope, I'm taking the path less traveled.
They're choosing to use their gifts.
Their skills.
To help people who need it.
To make a difference.
Even if it means, they're not going to be driving a fancy car.
Yeah, and that line, getting paid with goodwill when they could be banking the bills.
Ooh, yeah, that one got me too.
It really gets at that, the cost of choosing service,
Totally. Faithful knows there are easier paths.
Oh, yeah.
But they're choosing something bigger.
Something more.
And it just makes you wonder, where are we compromising,
Ooh, good question.
Where are we choosing comfort over conviction in our own lives?
That's the real question, isn't it? It's that classic, security versus purpose thing.
It really is.
And Faithful is like, hey, real fulfillment.
Yeah.
That comes from aligning yourself with something bigger than yourself.
Absolutely.
Even if it means, taking the road less traveled, dealing with the bumps.
And you know what? That really ties back into all these characters, right?
Oh, totally, yeah.
Heart, courageous, honest, genuine.
They're all choosing their own path.
They are.
Even when it's hard.
Even when it's tough.
And that's where the real beauty of this album 9 comes in.
Oh, tell me more.
It's not just giving us these characters.
Right.
It's like we see ourselves in them.
Oh, 100%.
Their struggles, their wins, the choices they make.
Yeah, and it makes you realize...
What's that?
These big questions about faith, integrity, purpose.
Yeah.
They're universal.
It's like they're holding up a mirror.
Yes, exactly.
To what it means to be human.
Yeah.
All the messy, beautiful stuff.
I love that. We came in here wanting to unpack these characters.
We did.
But I feel like we've learned a lot about ourselves along the way.
Me too, honestly. And speaking of uncovering things, there's this one thing about 9 that keeps sticking with me.
Okay, what's that?
That number 9. It's everywhere.
Ooh, good catch. I didn't even think about that.
It's not just the title, right? It's almost like a little reminder, a heartbeat underneath it all.
Okay, I like that. And knowing Endless Refrain, that's intentional.
Oh, for sure. Nothing about their art is accidental.
It's true. So 9. Numerically, it's like endings and beginnings.
Cycles.
Yeah, completion, renewal.
Ooh, that's good.
So what does that mean for these characters?
Are they on the verge of something new?
A breakthrough.
A transformation. Man, who knows?
And that's the beauty of it, isn't it?
It is.
They're not giving us the answers.
They're making us think for ourselves.
They're inviting us to find our own meaning.
Yes, exactly. And to all our listeners out there, that's your cue to jump into the conversation.
Yeah. What do you think?
Go listen to 9. Sit with it.
Let those lyrics really sink in.
What resonates with you? What challenges you? Let us know.
We want to hear your take.
Because at the end of the day, the best conversations
always
happen when we're open to different perspectives, to understanding each other a little bit better.
Beautifully said.
So on that note, we'll leave you to dive into 9 and uncover its secrets.
Happy listening, everybody.
Until next time, keep those minds curious and those ears open.